Welcome to Detroit. Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass. You can drown them. And that's what we got to be. That's who we have to be. Because that's our domain. That is our domain. Because we'll tread water as long as it takes to fucking bury you.
Takes the snap, turns, gives to Montgomery, right side, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions! Yes.
We are driven by Detroit.
Hello, everybody, and obviously welcome to the first live stream game of the Detroit Lions season for 2025. I am obviously your host, David Timothy Pike, also known more respectfully as David T. Pike. I hope you all have enjoyed your day so far watching all the games around the NFL. I know I certainly have. I was watching just recently the Jets game against the Steelers, which I will say this, that was probably the best game of the early slot games for this afternoon. So I'm glad I was able to watch that game. But now, obviously, with all the early slot games now being concluded, we now get ready for the Lions versus the Packers. So definitely looking forward to this. I know for us Lions fans, we have been waiting for this forever. It's like we've been waiting for this for quite a while because it's like, you know what? Football can't seem to get here soon enough. And then once it actually gets here, it's just like, oh, thank God, it's finally here. But I'm telling you this right now, I'm definitely looking forward to the game. I'm definitely looking forward to see how our boys do out on the field. And I'm definitely looking forward to see how the game will end because I have a funny feeling that based upon how the games have gone so far today, this could be either a really close game or it's going to be a blowout because the way I look at it based upon the games today, either teams were just absolutely getting blown out or they were having these tight back and forth games all freaking day. I will say this right now. The probably biggest game surprise so far that I have seen has been the game against the Colts and the Dolphins. That game completely surprised me. I thought it was going to be a hell of a lot closer of a battle, but I thought the Dolphins would win that game. I thought they would. But instead, I mean, you know, you now have the freaking, you know, the Colts come out with a brand new quarterback, Danny Dimes. He goes out there, absolutely lights up the Dolphins, and the Dolphins lose, what was it, like 33-8 or something like that? But, I mean, dude, that just completely shocked me. But I will say this, the game against the Jets and the Steelers, I mean, you know, it's a loss for the Jets, and I feel bad for the Jets. I feel bad for Aaron Glenn because he's going to have to wait another week before he gets his first victory as a head coach. But it's like, dude, you just went up against a team last year that went to the playoffs, and you literally went toe-to-toe with them the whole damn game. Absolutely went toe-to-toe with them. You stood tall. You were in charge of the game for the majority of the time, so it's like, hey, you know what? Could have had a better ending. Definitely would have loved to have a better ending. But hey, you know what? It's a good building block to you know work off of. It's obviously not the result you wanted, but it's like, hey, for a team that was absolutely, you know, at the end of last year was just absolutely ridiculously bad. And now it's like, okay, you've got all these new pieces that come in. You just lost one of your best offensive linemen for the year for, you know, with a torn triceps. And now it's like, hey, you come in against an extremely experienced, extremely talented Steelers team, and you play an absolutely competitive ball game. Like that's a really, really good sign for Aaron Glenn that already his process is working there. I mean, the Raiders, I'm going to tell you this right now, Big Dan. The Raiders are one of those teams that I feel is going to kind of be around the 500 mark this year because I think that Pete Carroll being there will be a stabilizing force. I think having Geno Smith there will also help. And they've obviously got some good talented pieces. Obviously, they've got Genty at running back. They got Bowers at tight end, provided, of course, he's not seriously injured because I know there was a report that he had gotten injured. But it's like the Raiders do have something working there. The problem is that they don't really have a whole lot going towards the future because, okay, you've got a good head coach, but how much longer is he really going to coach? I mean, the guy's, 73, 74 years old almost. He can't really coach much longer. And then on top of that, you've got an okay quarterback in Geno Smith, but he's not your franchise guy. He is literally at this point playing mentorship role. He's playing bridge cap role for somebody else. The question then for the Raiders is who's that somebody else going to be? Because I'm going to tell you this right now, within a year or two, maybe by the time that his contract is done, which I think it's a 3-year contract, he's going to be gone. Big Dan says Tampa Bay is down 3 to Atlanta, but Baker is driving them down the field. Worst case, they tie it with a field goal. Yeah, and then they have to go to overtime. But I'm going to tell you this right now. The way I look at it is the fact that Atlanta is holding their own against Tampa Bay and the fact that Tampa Bay is having problems with the Falcons. And the Falcons are not exactly one of the best teams in the NFL. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're definitely scrappy. They're definitely going to give you fits. But Tampa Bay has won that division, the last 3-4 years in a row? And, Tampa Bay has been a team that's been considered one of the better, unsung teams in the NFC. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting that Atlanta's given them so much fits on opening day. But Nick Burton says Lions win by 25. I'm going to tell you this right now. I would love it if we would win by 25. I would love it if we would win by 25, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think at most we'll win by 14 if that does happen. Sailor Outlaw says, between Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, who would you say is better? Better human being? Aaron Glenn. Better coach? Aaron Glenn. That's just me, honestly. Because Aaron Glenn, anything with him is 100% genuine. 100% genuine. With Ben Johnson, I don't know what to take it. I don't know how to take it with him. With him, he's such a trickster. He's so sly. He's got the whole Loki, he has got the whole Loki gambit down like perfect. Well, there you go. Bucks win the game against the Falcons, which that doesn't surprise me. Thank you, Hugh Baker. Or Barker. I thank you very much for the comments. I wouldn't worry about it too much, Braylon. Yeah, it does suck that, a team that we're going to have to play this year, gets off to a strong start. They get a win. But you know what? That's what's going to happen. You're going to have teams like Tampa. You're going to have teams like Washington. You're going to have teams that you don't want to see win, and they're going to win. You just got to find a way to beat them when it's your time to play them. But I will say this. Right now, I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about one team. Our team versus the Packers. That's the only thing I am worried about. That's the only thing that's got my mind right now. That's the only thing that's got my attention right now. You're going to have trolls on every freaking team, Braylon. You're going to have trolls on every freaking team. It's going to happen every team. Now, I will say this. Some teams are worse. Good to hear, Sailor. Always love to hear that, getting yourself some new Lions merch. Nervous? I'm not nervous. Anxious? Yes. Nervous? No. There's a difference. Nervous means you're not prepared. You don't feel prepared. Nervous means that you're afraid that a lot of bad things are going to happen. I'm anxious because I can't wait for the game to start. The way I look at it is the Lions are coming into this game much more healthy than the Packers. They've won the last 3 times they've gone to Lambeau. The weather's perfect for them. It's not raining. It's not windy. It's perfect weather. So the way I look at it, I feel good. I'm definitely not nervous. I'm about as nervous as a stone statue. That's about how nervous I am, which seeing as how a statue doesn't have any sense of nerves, go figure. Right now, they're doing the introductions for the Packers players right now. I also am hearing, Nate Burleson talking about, Micah Parsons running his mouth in regards to, but when he got to the NFC North and started talking mad smack about the Detroit Lions. And there's Micah Parsons running out of the tunnel. Yeah. Okay, Van Life. Okay, sure. You keep thinking yourself that. You keep thinking. I have literally nothing to be nervous about. The real question everyone's got to wonder here with Micah Parsons is how many plays he's actually going to play, because of the fact that we know he's got back tightness. And on top of that, he's only been in Green Bay for literally, a week? So we'll see how much impact Micah Parsons actually truly has. But I'll tell you this right now. The one guy on our defense I'm really paying attention to is Aiden Hutchinson. Woo! I'm telling you this right now. Aiden Hutchinson's going to come with a damn vengeance. Well, no Christian Watson. I already knew they weren't going to have Christian Watson. That doesn't surprise me. Watson wasn't going to play because, he's been dealing with recovering from, what was it? I think it was the ACL tear or Achilles tear or something like that. He's been dealing with that injury for quite a while. So the Packers are going to have all of their wide receivers, but again, the real question has to become how good those wide receivers are going to be, because I know Wicks was having problems and I know Dobbs was having problems. I know both of them were dealing with injuries. Or was it? No, not Dobbs. It was Reed, Jaden Reed. Pardon me. Yeah, both of them were dealing with injuries, so there was differing opinions on whether or not they were going to be available for this game. But obviously they're good enough to go. But the real question you have to ask yourself is how good will they be once they actually get on the field? I don't know. That's a little bit interesting. I don't know if Aiden Hutchinson's looking for payback necessarily against Micah Parsons and his old team, but I know he's looking to come back with a vengeance for being away from football for as long as he has been. I know that for a damn fact. Packers want to believe what they want to believe about Parsons. The problem is Parsons is only going to energize them as long as they win. Otherwise, Parsons is just a big name with a big paycheck. That's it. The thought process, Anakin, is that, yes, Parsons is going to be limited in snaps. He's only going to have a couple of snaps here or there. It's not going to be a full workload for him tonight, which, again, makes sense because, one, Parsons is dealing with a back tightness issue, a back pain issue. That's why he's having epidural shots. But at the same time, he's only been with the team for a week. So it's like, what could he possibly be able to fully retain after only being there for a week? It's going to be limited not only in terms of how long he's been there, but it's also going to be limited in terms of what he can actually do because of his actual ailment, which is his back. I know Packers fans are not going to try and spin it off as that. They're going to try and say, oh, no, it's not that big a deal. I can tell you this right now. Anytime you have a back injury, it's always a big deal because back injuries, like hamstring injuries, they are tricky. They are hard as hell to try and get over. And again, let's put it this way. The fact that Micah Parsons has to have epidural shots to bring any sort of pain relief, that ought to tell you how serious the problem is. Tell you this right now. I was making myself some food prior to the game, so that way I wasn't going to be hungry while, doing all this. But while I was in the process of removing the food from the microwave, I freaking burned my hand on my right palm and my left thumb with freaking steam. Well, Juan, I mean, the problem with Stafford is that Stafford has this problem. He's had this problem multiple times over the course of his career. He had back problems when he was here in Detroit. He had back problems the year after they won the Super Bowl with the Rams. He's had back problems a long, long time. And coming to the stage would be DC. Are you there, DC?
Yep, right here. Just finishing up making steaks and chicken with Oktoberfest, and I'll be joining live here in a minute. I got my buddy who's a Packer fan here, so you'll get his. He's a smart Packer fan.
I had a funny feeling if you joined, he was going to be there as well.
Oh yeah, well he's actually picking the Lions to win this one, and agrees that Parsons is not the 100% the missing ingredient to win a Super Bowl in the least.
We're about to find out here really quickly how much that viewpoint is, because the game is literally about to start here.
Oh yeah, I'm glued to it. How have you been, bud?
I mean, I've been hanging in there, been dealing with my own shit, going and doing what I got to do. So we'll see how it goes.
Hey, is my TV too loud for you?
I can't hear anything.
Okay, good. I know how iffy YouTube gets and be like, oh, someone's TV is too loud, so we could hear it in the background, so you get copyright strikes.
Yeah, that's
or some
part of
other
the reason why I
shit.
don't like YouTube. But YouTube is what they are. They're gonna be silly.
Yeah, well, it really wouldn't matter anywhere. I mean, as long as copyright lawyers are involved, they're going to screw everyone over as they can.
All right. And Bates is lining up for the kickoff. We have a perfect day in Lambeau for football. Sun is shining.
Everyone.
It's in the 60s, and the kick is away.
You're ahead of me.
The kickoff is away. It is returned, and the returner is going to get out almost to midfield, close to the 45-yard line. Got outside containment, but there is a flag that is down, which is probably going to go against the Packers for holding. Oh, God, no. Oh, of course, we would get the worst freaking ref in the world.
We get Cleat
the Cheat Blakeman.
Oh, that. Wait, we're uncensored, aren't we, Pike?
Yes, we're uncensored.
Good. Fuck that cocksucker. I hate clickbait, man.
What's going on, fellas?
How's it going, Chemical?
They already got a flag out the gate.
Yeah, I just already know who the ref is, and I'm not happy about him.
And my Cleat
the Cheat Blakeman. That
That
guy is always a real pain in the butt for us, but we'll see. All right, Packers have the ball. Packers are starting at the 17-yard line. Man in motion. Love under center. Love snaps the ball, is going to hand it off up the gut, and he is going to go nowhere as the Lions swarm him, and he gets maybe a yard. So already the Lions defense is standing up tall in regards to the rush defense in the middle, which we already had a funny feeling they were going to. But obviously the big key matchup everybody's wanting to pay attention to is Hutchinson versus Zach Tom, because I'm telling you, Hutch is going to be coming with a vengeance, folks. He is going to come after Love like crazy. Love in the pistol. Kraft in motion, comes inside. Love's barking out signals. Another man in motion, comes back inside. Love snaps it, play action, looks to throw. Going to load up, go down the field deep, and is going to get his man, which is Dobbs. Beat freaking DJ Reed on the coverage, but there is another flag.
Second down and 9. Loaded backfield. Team that went 11-6 last year. They fake the handoff to Jacobs.
Better be for holding.
Illegal contact is being called on DJ Reed of the Detroit Lions. The penalty is being declined.
What the hell kind of horseshit call is that?
What was illegal about the contact?
Love under center. Love snaps, hands the ball off on a power, and again, not going anywhere as Davenport is right there to swallow him up. He's going to go for nothing.
Oh, yeah, he pushed him a little bit. I see it now. He pushed him a little bit.
Oh, grow a pair. He'll be fine.
2nd and 10 coming up for the Detroit Lions.
Marcus Davenport got the stop.
Yes, he did.
Stay healthy, Mr. Davenport.
Love under center. 2 receivers to the right. 1 tight end to the left. Single back formation. Love snaps, looks to throw, straight drop back, is looking, is going to go deep downfield and way overthrows his tight end, Robert Kraft. Wasn't even within a mile of him. Way overthrow by Jordan Love there. Can definitely see some of the rust in terms of Love not having practiced fully for the last couple of weeks.
Who was he throwing that to? The peanut vendor?
Maybe. How far he threw it out in front of the freaking tight end. The tight end never had a chance. That was at least 5 or 7 yards in front of him. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Packers offense. Love in the gun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right with a tight end.
He was throwing it to
Man
the
in
left.
motion. Love receives the snap, drops back, looks to throw, getting pressure, throws it, gets it out. It is complete. And it is completed on Terrion Arnold to number 13, Dontavian Wicks of the Packers. 1st down conversion. The Packers are already double teaming the hell out of Hutch. They're chipping him, doubling him. They're doing whatever they can to stop him. Love under center. Packers are at the 46-yard line on the Lions side of the field. Snaps the ball, hands it off up the middle, and Packers are going to get maybe 2 yards again as Anzalone comes up and stops Jacobs for a minimal run.
Man, I could have swore I saw the defender grabbing on Hutch's jersey in the front.
If he did, chances are it's not going to get called.
So they don't have no run game, but they're gonna start to throw it. That's gonna
Love quick snaps it from the pistol, throws a quick throw, is going to get it out to his tight end, and Campbell is all over him. Only gets about a 2-3 yard gain there. Is going to set up about a 3rd and medium for the Packers. 3rd and 6.
Nice play, Captain Jack. Nice play.
Hey, Captain Jack, meet me down by the railroad tracks.
We love it.
Captain Jack will get you high tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to refrain from Jack. I got work in the morning. I can't.
No, that's a Billy Joel song. Captain
Oh,
Jack
that
by Billy
too.
Joel.
Love in the gun, snaps the ball, looks to throw, pump fakes it, throws it, is going to find a wide open man, which is the receiver from Matthew Golden, and gets the 1st down on the Detroit Lions. So 3 times the Lions have gotten them into 3rd downs, and 3 times they have passed the ball to convert for 1st downs.
God damn it. It's all right, not worried.
Hutch was dropped into coverage on that play instead of actually rushing. Kind of a bit odd, but okay. Packers in the gun again. Love with 2 receivers. Hands it off to an outside sweep for Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to get swallowed up. Can't go nowhere as Tyleek Williams instantaneously gets him, and a Packers helmet goes flying, and there is a flag on the play, which is probably going to go against the Lions for unsportsmanlike conduct.
What the fuck is that?
It was Robert Kraft's helmet. The question is who was the Lion that made the infraction? We're about to find out. Oh, boy.
Is it beating?
Yep, it's against Branch. Brian Branch tore off his helmet, and there goes the flag. Adds on another 15 yards to the end of that play.
Well, if he wasn't getting held, he wouldn't have ripped his helmet off.
Well, the ripping of the helmet off probably wasn't what did it. It was probably the fact that he threw the helmet off to the sideline. It's like, listen, you could have just given him the helmet back.
That is a pimp ass.
Love in the gun, hands off on a jet sweep, and the running back is not going to go anywhere. Maybe gets a yard.
Branch is our new Dynamic Sue, I guess, huh?
Well, let's not go that far.
No,
Ndamukong Suh literally stepped on people.
Well, yeah, he stepped on crotches, helmets, and everything else.
At least in
2nd and 9 coming up for the Packers offense. So far, the Lions' run defense has held them in check very, very well, but the pass defense has not proven to be as adapted to the task. Love in the gun again, trips receivers to the right. Man in motion moves out further to the right. Love snaps, looks to throw, drops back, is going to get pressured a little bit, dancing around in the pocket, throws it, gets it out, and it is incomplete. Terry and Arnold was in coverage, good tight coverage. No flag on the play. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Packers offense. Good coverage by Arnold there. Made sure not to grab him. Made sure he had a chance for the ball, but also on his back pocket hip. So good job there. Sorry, back hip pocket. 3rd and 9 again for the Packers offense. Love in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Running back motioning in the backfield a little bit.
Wait a minute, didn't Dobbs have surgery or something like
looks
that?
to throw, throws it, gets it out, and it is caught for a touchdown. Kraft with the touchdown, right down the middle. Not Robert Kraft, Tucker Kraft. That'd be interesting if Robert Kraft literally was out on the field.
That's the tight end you should have gotten. As your
God damn it.
Packers go up 6-0.
It's all right. All you're going to do is piss us off.
Yeah.
I mean, that was good coverage by both Campbell and Branch. It was just, I can't deny it. It was a good throw by freaking Jordan Love. It was a good throw. That's exactly where you want to put that type of a pass. You want to put it right down the middle, a little bit high, a little bit inside, and that's what you want. So Packers are up 7-0. Take about 5.5 minutes off the clock.
So tell you around Green Bay and that coaching staff that Kraft is just scratching the surface of what he can be. Now McManus with the extra point try, and it's a quick 7-0 for the Packers. How about Mr. Kraft? Yeah, they ripped off his helmet.
A bunch of pussies. God damn it, I hate Green Bay.
Okay,
But on the other hand, gentlemen,
folks. Calm down, folks. Calm down. It's the first damn drive. Let's be reasonable here. It's the first damn drive. These guys haven't played all freaking preseason. They're gonna be a little bit rusty.
I don't want to interrupt your fucking feed.
oh, don't worry. No,
Lions feed with Lions things and sitting there telling you something that your player, your team drive. Your problem is that your slot cornerback was the problem on that entire drive. Like I said, that was who was getting beat. Yes, but Tucker overthrew that ball. Whose fault was that? Like, why was he wide open? Slot cornerback.
Hey, Dave, who's playing this slot?
He's with that.
Who's our slot cornerback?
It depends. It could be Amik Robertson. He plays sometimes slot, nickel. It can be Deion Branch. It can be Avonte Maddox. It really depends.
Yeah, Mike was pointing out that most of those catches were made against the slot. aside from Arnold on that drive. But
Well, if he picked that up, I'm sure the Lions' defensive coaches will pick that up.
yep,
I'm disagreeing. Just like
it's the first drive of Calvin Shepard's career. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm not worried. Tell you one thing though, that penalty was freaking hysterical.
So Grant Stewart is going to be back there to return kicks. So this will be interesting.
Who is it?
Grant Stewart, the linebacker.
Oh,
okay.
guess you're counting on.
And actually, while Stewart is there, it actually is going to be Saylor who gets the return and is going to bring it up to the Lions' 20-yard line.
Well, that'll work.
So it looks like the Lions are actually having two new returners on kickoffs. They're having Jacob Saylor and they're having Grant Stewart being their, kickoff return specialists.
What about Khalif?
Probably is going to still remain the punt return specialist, but I don't see him being on kickoff. But here comes the Lions offense. Lions are going to come out in an I formation, Goff under center, two receivers to the right, one tight end to the left. Lions snap. It's a pitch, and Gibbs is going to try and go outside, picks up one.
Yay, technology.
All right. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Lions. Goff, empty backfield. Now comes Gibbs into the backfield. In motion. Goff snaps, looks to throw, gets blitzed, is going to dump it off to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to make a move or two, is going to pick up about maybe another yard, is going to get it up to about 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, depending upon the spot. And out comes Micah Parsons on an obvious 3rd down passing down.
All right, shit talker, line up against Penny and let's see what happens.
All right. Goff is in the gun. Got 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He's got Gibbs on his right hip in the backfield. Goff's barking out the signals. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff is going to get pressured. Boots out, throws it underneath, gets it to Gibbs again, and Gibbs is going to go nowhere. Loses a yard. Lions are going to have to punt.
God damn it.
Sadly, Parsons on the pressure.
Yeah, Parsons beat Penei Sewell inside on that one. Made Goff have to move off his spot and take the check down, which didn't get anything. All right. There's another flag already on the play, and the bounce is going to put it inside of the Packers 20 at about the 18-yard line, but we're going to have to see who the flag is on. And it looks like it's an offside penalty against the Packers, so it's going to give the Lions an extra 5 yards on the punt for Jack Fox to pin them even further deep.
Or 4th down and fuck it, let's go for it.
I mean, you could do that. It'll go from a 4th and 7 to, or sorry, not a 4th and 7. It'll go to a 4th and 8 to a 4th and 3.
Yeah, it was one of the defenders on West. He jumped across the line.
And actually, it's not an offside. It's a false start against the Detroit Lions.
Come on.
Oh, what?
Here we go.
Well, gotta love Clete Blakeman. He is consistent as freaking syphilis.
Yes, sir. That and herpes.
Well, at least herpes goes
Exactly.
away every now and then. So I heard.
So now the Lions are going to be punting on 4th and 14, which now means Jack Fox can literally unload his entire leg onto that football and give as much as he wants. So the Lions could have a really good chance of pinning this one back. Punt is away, and this one's actually a shorter punt than what it was the last time. And Matthew Golden is going to bring the ball up to about midpoint of the field. And there's already an injury update for the Lions. Safety Daniel Thomas, the guy that we signed for special teams, is listed as questionable with a hand injury.
Yeah. He has two. That'll be the first time there's been an ugly first quarter.
Oh yeah.
It looked like the defense is running man again. That's not a good look.
Well, you have to remember, the Lions have ran man defense for a long time. It's
Right.
what Aaron Glenn liked to run, and I'm pretty sure Kelvin Shepard's going to keep much of the same way because most of the guys that we have in our defensive secondary, they're man specialists. That's what the type of defense they run.
Right.
I'll be right back in. Fucking hate how the feeds are off.
So we'll see.
And it's kind of weird to me. You should be a pin. But
No, I mean, it's just the interwebs. I mean, he's in Michigan, but it's still just the interwebs. No big deal.
So let's take a look, see at what's going on with the other afternoon slate games. Currently, the Broncos and Titans are tied at 3 apiece. The Jaguars are still playing the Panthers, but they're up 23-3. Seahawks and 49ers are tied at 7 apiece. Texans and Rams have yet to score either of them. So that is currently what we are seeing around the NFL for other games. All right, back to the game. Jordan Love is in the gun, snaps the ball, fake, throws it down the seam, but it was well behind the receiver, and it's incomplete. Could be called a drop, but that ball was well behind the receiver on that, RPO concept play.
Yeah, even I wouldn't give him a drop on that.
All right, Love under center. Got a receiver out wide. Single back look. Love snaps it. Is going to hand it on a tight end sweep outside, and he's only going to get maybe 2, maybe 3 yards, depending upon the spot. So it's going to put up another long third down for the Packers. It's going to be like a 3rd and 7. Yep, 3rd and 7 for the Packers offense, Lions defense coming up here. Love is going to be in the gun. Got 2 receivers out wide to the left, 1 to the right. Also got a tight end to the right. Man on his left hip. Love is taking his time, barely gets the snap off, but it does get off, throws it down the middle, and it is caught on a wide open seam look to number 11.
Damn it.
There was nobody around number 11 within at least a good 5 yards. There was nobody around him. Robertson wasn't around him. Kirby Joseph wasn't around him. That was just literally a wide open seam look.
Look like they're trying to run the pass rush more than anything else.
Love under center again, man in motion. Love snaps, is going to hand it off the middle, and this time Jacobs is going to get a little bit of a crease, is going to pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards. It's going to be a 5-yard pickup, going to be 2nd and 5 for the Packers offense. All right. Love in the gun, got 2 running backs back there with him, got a tight end to the left with a receiver and a wide receiver to the right. Man in motion, Love snaps, hands it off on a fake and is going to get it out on a slight boot, but it's not going to go anywhere because the pass was low, so it's only going to be a gain of a yard, bringing up another 3rd down.
Okay, we really need to start stepping 3rd down up really goddamn quick.
Well, it's 3rd and 4 right now. The Lions have had a good time of getting them into 3rd down, but every time we do get them into 3rd down, we keep letting them convert. 3rd and 4 for the Packers offense. 3 receivers out wide to the right with 1 to the left. Love has a man on his left pocket. Throws it up deep to the end zone, and it's incomplete as Terry and Arnold was in coverage on Dobbs, so it's going to bring up a 4th down. So now out comes the field goal kicker, holding the Packers to only to a 3-point gain.
That's the cornerback we were drafted.
That was good coverage right there by Terry and Arnold. Didn't do anything to necessarily impact him, didn't shove him, didn't do anything, but got a hand in his face, made it more difficult for him to catch the ball, couldn't bring it. Brandon McManus out to kick the field goal. Kick is up, and kick is good. Packers are now going to take a 10-point lead. Oh, another Tron movie. How original.
Tell you one thing, though, that soundtrack is going to kick ass. I saw the Nin tour for it. Oh, my God. Like a week or 2 ago. That concert was absolutely insane. As 9 Inch Nails always is, but this one was really, really insane.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Taking a look at the other games currently right now to see where everything is at. Well, the Vikings just had a bit of news. Their star safety, Harrison Smith, has been downgraded to out, and he will not travel with the team to Chicago. Just came across Twitter. Currently, Titans and Broncos are still tied at 3 apiece. Same with the 49ers and Seahawks at 7 apiece. Texans have pulled a field goal out in front of the Rams. But other than that, nothing else has changed in regards to the games of the afternoon. Packers have kicked the ball away, and it is being returned by Sailors, and Sailors is going to get only up to about the 20-yard line again. But there's another flag out.
Flag.
Of course, Clete Bakeman needs to get his time on fucking TV again.
Still waiting for the official call as far as what the call is. It's holding against number 18, Isaac Tesla.
Of course.
So the Lions are now going to lose another 10 yards, and they're now going to start at their own 10-yard line rather than starting at the 20.
You know, with all those Parsons jerseys, they should just make a Blakeman jersey while they're at it.
I'm sure it'd be a bestseller. First and 10 for the Detroit Lions at the 10-yard line. They hand the ball off. Another flag is thrown, and Gibbs is going to be able to bounce it outside for a couple of yards, but the question is going to be, who is it on? Is it a false start? Is it an offsides? What?
Take illegal hands to the face.
Offsides against the offense.
Jesus Christ.
They just called it against JMO for being offsides. So, in 2 penalties, the Lions have literally gone backwards 15 yards. Clete Blakeman never likes us, Denzel Vance. There's a reason why he's called Clete the Cheat. Goff under center at the 5-yard line. Heavy set formation. Goff snaps it, hands it off to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to find an outside crease again, and this time he finds a lane and gets almost back up to the original line of scrimmage before the holding call at the 20-yard line. They're going to put him 1 yard short at the 19.
Damn.
Good job by Gibbs finding an outside crease and making some moves and getting some good yardage. 2nd and 1 coming up for the Lions on a brilliant run by Gibbs to get outside the numbers.
Damn, he's good.
Goff under center, barking out signals. Another heavy set formation. Goff snaps, is going to hand it off again to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to pound it up in the middle. Is going to pick up about another 5 yards for the Lions' first down of the game. There are some whistles being blown. Don't know if it's an official stoppage of time or not, or if they're just trying to
There's
set
a
up.
flag at the top of the screen.
Warn your mouse against JMO, bitch. You're going to get your ass kicked.
All right. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Goff under center. Got 2 receivers to the right with a receiver and a tight end to the left. Man in motion from the right to the left. It's JMO. Goff snaps. Play action. Sets up. Throws it back to Monty. Monty's going to try and find something, but the passing block is not there and is going to be a loss of, wow, they're going to make him lose 2 yards, even though he only lost 1. So we go from 2nd and 10 down to 2nd and 12 because, again, can't get an accurate spot to save our lives.
What the hell kind of spot is that?
Still a loss.
2nd and 12 for the Detroit Lions offense. Goff under center. St. Brown and motioning out to the right. Goff snaps. Play action. Looks to throw. Is going to throw it down the field deep and is going to get it to his tight. Actually, no, it's to St. Brown, and it is a catch on the first big play for the Lions. Goff to St. Brown for a big gain of at least 20 yards.
Sweet.
And that is a definite catch right there. Got the toes down.
Nice.
Looks like they're going to do an official review.
Oh, come on, fuck on.
Yep, looks like freaking Matt LaFleur is going to challenge the call. He doesn't think that it was a catch. He's going to cry. Yep, Matt LaFleur is challenging whether or not it was a completed catch or not.
He's probably the second worst challenger in the NFL. Nothing to worry about.
That's definitely a catch. That's definitely a catch.
Wah, wah, wah.
1, 2, catch.
I don't
He
know
dragged his toes in that
what
catch.
Matt LaFleur is thinking there. It's like, listen, it has to be irrefutable evidence. Irrefutable evidence that it's not a catch. There's nothing there that shows that that's irrefutable.
Amon-Ra dragged his toes
How
on
good
that
of a
catch.
challenger is LaFleur?
Him and Carroll are the two worst, statistically, the two worst challengers in the NFL. That's been a
Yeah, Amon-Ra dragged his toes on that catch real good. That was a nice toe drag.
That was a nice toe drag, but that was also a nice throw by Goff getting it out there.
Oh, yes, sir. I
So
agree.
terrible challenger.
it's definitely good offensive play. But again, this is Matt LaFleur being Matt LaFleur.
Yep. That's a great.
We'll take your time out and a quick little break to get reset and write our next play. That's for sure. Or pick our next play anyway.
Typically, these don't take too long. They're usually about 30 seconds to 45 seconds as far as,
No, they got to wait for the commercial.
They got to do the commercial. Yeah.
well, they got to do the commercial, but at the same time, they've also got to actually talk to New York. New York's got to take a look at it. Then they got to confer with the refs on the field, say, okay, was it a catch or not, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, okay, yeah, something that normally, okay, I take a look at replay says catch, okay, we're good, let's move.
That was a goofball challenge.
Huh.
I thought so too, but we shall see. All right, while we wait for this to come about, Texans are still out in front 3-0 against the Rams. 49ers and Seahawks are still tied at 7 apiece. Titans Broncos are still tied 3-3. But the Panthers have now brought it back in a little bit closer. They're now down only 23-10 against the Jaguars, and there's 4.5 minutes left remaining in the game. And Braylon Dennis says that it has been confirmed. Yep. There's the catch. Had both of his feet down when he made the catch, so it's definitely a catch. So Matt LaFleur loses the challenge. Lions are now at the 41-yard line. Goff brings a man in motion after being under center. Goff snaps it, hands it off inside to Montgomery, and Montgomery's doing some work inside, breaking some tackles, picking up about 5 or 6 yards. Sailor Matt LaFleur doesn't know the meaning of the word not having a temper tantrum. He always has temper tantrums. I swear, you could plaster his face on the face of a baby, and it would be almost a perfect match. Goff under center, got a 12-man formation, 2 tight ends, one receiver on both sides with the tight ends. Goff barking out signals, snaps, hands it off the middle, up to Montgomery again, and Montgomery's going to get almost to the line again. Is going to be maybe a couple of inches short. Yeah, they're going to mark him just a little bit short. It's going to be a 3rd and 1. Got some shots of John Morton up in the booth calling the offense.
What do we say about running it up the middle against Green Bay?
We're just going to do it all the damn day long.
Damn right.
And notice how Michael Parsons has not come back in the game yet.
Exactly.
3rd and 1 coming up. Goff under center. Has 2 tight ends to the right with a wide receiver. Wide receiver now comes back in motion to the left. And it looks like a timeout has been called. Nope, it's not a timeout. It's the end of the first quarter. I thought it was a timeout. So First quarter is now in the books. Packers up 10-0, but the Lions are driving. All right, boys and girls. I will be back momentarily since we're at commercial break. Do not go away because I promise I will be back momentarily.
Yeah, you would have ran up the middle even if Kenny Clark was there. Put that out there.
Yep. It's just easier now.
I don't even. This is where I'm going to disagree. That is something I'm going to disagree with you with. You know, that goes to that tough. Remember, tough, rough, stop you middle linebacker. Quay Walker on both those last 2 5-yard runs. He hits him right at the line of scrimmage. What does Gibbs do? He takes the linebacker with him for 3. That's what I mean by toughness. Kenny Clark makes no difference on if Quay Walker's the first guy to hit. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, in other words, that's that Packer toughness that I talk about. They don't have that. You know, once I make the initial hit, there's the dead stop. You know.
I mean, Kenny Walker usually doesn't hit anybody unless they're a trainer for the other team. So
yeah, I got
that. Told y'all I'd be back. Just had to grab something to make my life a little bit easier.
Cigarette, I'm assuming.
Say what?
Cigarette, I'm assuming.
No, but close.
Oh, okay.
Cigar.
No. Trust me, I would love it if I had a cigar.
I know cigars
funny enough, in my entire life, I have never actually smoked a real cigar. I've smoked those cheap-ass ones you get out of little packets, but I don't count those.
You need to get
Once you smoke a Cuban, you'll understand.
You need to get to Baltimore, and I'll get you some cigars.
Nope, I've smoked cigarettes. I do like smoking. I've smoked pipes. Not as big on pipes as I thought I'd be, but I don't really have an issue with it if it's all I got.
Well, pipes are cool until you catch your hair on fire. No, really, that's why I had to wear cowboy hats. I was outside smoking a pipe and I didn't have my hair tied up. Went to light it and the wind blew it and knocked off a good 1/8 inch and right in the middle of my damn head.
All right, back to the game. Weak eye formation. Goff under center, snaps it, brings the fullback in motion, and Monty's going to power it up in the middle and is going to pick up a first down. So Lions get 2 consecutive first downs. Their offense is now moving in the right direction.
But again, you see what I was talking about. Like, they're making the hit at the line. They just don't have that toughness that
they just get pushed backwards.
To push them back or stop them cold. Mm-hmm. That's what I talk about when I say Packer toughness. It's just not there, and it hasn't been there for 3 years.
Goff in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 tight end to the right. Man in motion. Goff hands off on an inside power, and this time the Packers are there to get it. It's going to be a loss of 1 yard.
Looks like they got it this time.
Yeah, Wooden was the 7th round.
Uh-oh.
A couple of years ago.
It's now reported that Puka Nacua is headed to the locker room for the Rams. Micah Parsons is out on the field on 2nd and 11. Khalif Raymond in motion to the right. 3 receivers on the field. Goff in the gun. Goff snaps. Looks to throw, gets it out to his running back, which is to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to pick up about 2 or 3 yards, making a more manageable 3rd down, but not a totally great one. But there is a flag that comes in late on the play, and Goff is pointing towards the Packers.
Why else would he?
Still waiting for the call to come in.
Oh, for that little shove on Raymond.
It's taunting against Xavier McKinney against the Packers.
Taunting?
Yeah.
Taunting, yes.
It's the new emphasis, and it's probably bullshit.
And they have now stated that is one of his 2 calls towards disqualification. So that's an extra 15 yards for the Lions And it means that Xavier McKinney is now only going to have one more personal foul call against him before he's disqualified, which if the Packers lose him in their secondary, they're screwed.
That's a flag?
Yes.
They literally stated before the season that they were going to have a huge crackdown on sportsmanship. So taunting's not allowed in any extension, anything.
Yeah. Tell me that wasn't bullshit.
What is this, co-ed flag football?
Lions are at the 30-yard line. Goff under center. Goff snaps it. It's going to hand it off on an end around to Jamo. And Jamo's going to break the corner. And Jamo is going to get up to nearly the first down marker. Looks like there's a little bit of jawing on the sidelines. Get the hell out of there, Jamo. Lions did a fake inside, then gave it to Jamo outside, and Jamo made a good play around the corner to get towards the first down marker.
There was a hole there, but who cares?
Wait a minute. I thought that was almost a first down.
It's a first down. I think so.
I question a spot on that.
So would I, but apparently they say he went out of bounds. Goff under center, big formation. Goff snaps it. It's going to hand it off up the middle, and Gibbs is going to bounce it outside and is going to pick up another 3 yards on the gain, is going to make it a 3rd and 4 for the Lions. Wow, again, they marked the Lions short by a yard. Instead of 3rd and 4, they're going to mark them 3rd and 5.
That's the exact spot. That time. Just that time.
3rd and manageable for the Lions coming up. Goff is going to be in the gun. Got 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, far right. And Goff snaps, looks to throw, gets it out quick, gets it to St. Brown, and St. Brown's going to get the first down. St. Brown said something at the end there. All I was able to read was, I was open. Pretty much St. Brown's like, you think you can cover me? I was open, boo. I was open, fool.
Yep.
Goff in the gun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right again. Got a tight end on the right. Inside the red zone right now. Goff is barking out signals. Goff snaps, looks to throw again, sets up a small dump out left, or actually right. Pardon me. That's going to be another pickup of about 5 yards. There's an injury update from Ian Rappaport, and Puka Nacua is being evaluated for a concussion. That is what he has gone into the locker room for.
He'll be back.
2nd and 5 coming up for the Lions offense. They are at the 12-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. Goff is under center. Got 2 tight ends. Goff snaps it, hands it off to the running back. The running back's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Lions offense.
Quay Walker missed the tackle. Thank God we had a defensive end to fucking bail him out.
Wow, a 9-minute drive. The Lions are really grinding on the Packers defense right now. Goff in the backfield by himself, but here comes Gibbs in the backfield. Going to be on Goff's hip. Looks to throw. Goff is going to dance around, throws it, gets it out, but it is incomplete. And Goff was trying to get it to Sam Laporta, but it is incomplete, so out comes the field goal unit.
Damn it.
Ratledge and Glasgow definitely had Parsons locked the hell up. Goff might have been able to scramble there. I don't know. I'd have to go back and have a chance to watch the replay. But here comes a 39-yard attempt from Jake Bates, and the kick is up, and the kick is right down Broadway. Lions score their first points, bring it back to within a touchdown.
Well, if Jake Bates makes any field goal, it might as well be a 39-yarder. Just saying.
But, I mean, you got to think about it. The Lions were able to sustain a 9+ minute drive. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. You want to see an offense be able to sustain drives, especially when you consider the fact that they started that drive literally at first on their own 10-yard line, then had another 5-yard penalty. So they started that drive on their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, it's like Mike said, I mean, you got to question the Packers' toughness. You start pounding them, wearing them out, they're going to get exhausted. Bully ball and out-muscle them. And let your defense get fully charged and run like gangbusters in there.
Right. That's what I've seen Detroit do for 2 years now.
All right, let's take a look-see here. The scores around the NFL. Titans are at the 10-yard line, and they're driving, looking forward to getting another set of points. Panthers are still down by double digits, but the Jaguars have added 3 more points. They're going to most likely win this game, as Trevor Lawrence just kneeled the game away, most likely. So that game's over. Jaguars are going to start the season 1-0. Panthers are going to start 0-1. 49ers have the ball, and they're almost at midfield. They're up. Well, they're not up. They're tied 7-7. Texans are still up 3-0 over the Rams. Excuse me. I'm kind of interested in watching that new Tony and Ziva show, but I'd have to watch all until freaking Tony left the show in order to have any sort of interest in watching it. And Tony was on that show for like ever. So I'd have to do some binge watching of NCIS. But we're back to the game. They're showing the quarterback comparison. Goff, 7 of 8 for 34 yards. Love, 8 of 12 for 93 and a touchdown.
That drive is indicative to me of what I've seen the last 2 years about the difference between Detroit and the Packers. It's not like they're not getting they're getting there to the play. But
Adam Schefter has just now reported that George Kittle is now out for the rest of the game today with a hamstring injury.
That's the Packers. That's where.
And the kick is going into the end zone for a knee, so the Packers will start at the 35-yard line.
God, I hate those fucking wussy helmets.
Ah. Oh my God, what the hell helmet did that guy have?
That concussion helmet.
He looks like he's wearing a bicycle helmet on top of a football helmet.
I actually do think, yes, it shouldn't be even the team colors.
All right, here comes the Packers offense. Love's under center. Love snaps, does a play-action drop back. Is going to step up and is going to throw the ball deep down the field, and it's going to be caught by Dobbs, and the freaking Packers are already going to be in the red zone on one play.
God damn it.
Arnold got beat bad right there. Got beat, couldn't have any pickup speed at the very end there, couldn't make a second chance out of it, and so the Packers have already moved into the red zone. Love is going to be in the gun, has 3 receivers to the right. Love snaps, looks to throw, going to throw it, and is going to throw it up for an easy completion to Wicks. Actually, that's to Reed. And Arnold once again got burned there.
God damn it.
Yeah, he's right. Arnold got burned again. And that's Reed, not Wicks.
I corrected myself. Thank you.
Sorry. I'm not trying to laugh at the Lions. I'm laughing at the missed call.
Packers set up a good pick there to give Reed a wide open look, and that's exactly how that play was designed. And they got an easy pitch and catch touchdown right there.
How did he not?
2 plays is all the Packers had to do to get down the field and score.
It's all right.
You would have hoped that taking that much time off from the Packers offense of having to have them sit on the sideline would help them cool down a little bit, but this defense is still having problems with the passing game.
Okay, that guy was hugging the Packers player a little bit too much. Just saying that was a bit awkward.
You didn't miss anything, KN. They did. They scored in 2 plays.
I seen it.
So with the time out for changing of the field, after that, let's take a look at what's going on around the NFL. 49ers are within the red zone, and they're trying to score another touchdown against the freaking Seahawks. Titans were able to get a field goal out of their red zone trip. Broncos now have the ball, but they're already at the 2-minute warning of the second quarter before halftime. Texans are still only up 3-0 against the Rams, but the Texans are almost in the red zone.
It's all right. We're not worried.
I'm not worried either. I know some people are going all on and on and on about the pass
one of my
rush,
friends just
but
did.
I'm not worried about it.
One of my friends just said
Really,
that they went
here.
wrong on the pass rush, not getting Darius back here.
The pass rush isn't going to help in a lot of these cases because look at what the Packers are doing. They are literally doing quick throws. It goes back to exactly what I said with Micah Parsons. It's hard as hell for an edge rush to literally get home on these quarterbacks when the quarterbacks are getting rid of the ball in less than 3 seconds.
Right.
It's hard. You can bring in all the guys you want. You can bring in Hutch. You could have Micah Parsons. You could have Reggie White, all 3 of them. It's hard to get after a quarterback in less than 3 seconds.
I think that the Green Bay Packers are the way they trying to play like up tempo. They're not going to be able to keep it up all game. They're going to burn out by that third going into the fourth quarter.
Yep. You got to watch out for that damn pick play. That totally fucked us up. You had him running around.
Kickoff is away. And this is going to be this one's going to be returned by Grant Stewart. And Stewart's going to get it up to about the 28-29 yard line, so a little bit better than what Jalen Sailors has been doing.
Oh, he's a lot faster than I thought he was.
Damn. They actually wait, that is God damn, I didn't realize that was him. He was a badass linebacker in the preseason. Now he's returning kicks.
So basically, Terry.
All right, Lions offense back out there. Goff under center brings St. Brown in motion. 2 receivers to the left. Goff is checking something. Goff snaps, play action, looks to throw, steps up, throws it underneath, gets it to Montgomery. He's going to be a pickup about 6 yards. Going to be about 2nd and 4 coming up.
Somewhere, bet you need anything?
No, I'm still only halfway down my beer.
Goff in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Got a tight end to the right. Goff snaps it, hands it off again to Monty, and Monty is going to get maybe 3 yards, maybe 2, depending upon the spot. It's going to set up a 3rd and short for the Lions.
Yeah, that's a third. Yeah, 3 yards.
Yep, 3rd and 1 for the Lions. Goff under center. 2 receivers tight to the right, 1 out wide to the left. Tight end in motion. Goff snaps, play action, looks to throw. Goff's going to throw it again underneath and is going to get it to Monty. And Monty's going to barrel for a couple of more yards afterwards, but it's going to be a 1st down for the Lions.
Damn. That's a
Well, damn.
El kaboom!
I didn't do it.
My daughter's turning 4, so she's on a rampage right now.
So we heard. Goff under center, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Strong I formation. Goff is killing the play, going to another look. Goff snaps it, hands it off to the running back, and the running back's going to find himself a little crease out to the right. He's going to pick up about 6 yards, going to make it a 2nd and 4 for the Lions.
And that's why Montgomery is a wrecking ball.
Yep.
Well, you look at it this way. It's like you try and tackle him, he's going to keep bulldozing. Goff under center. Tight end motions back to the backfield. It's going to be an I formation look now. Goff snaps it, hands it off to Monty. Monty's going to find a little bit of a crease, going to pick up another 2 yards, going to make it now 3rd and 2 again. And out comes Micah Parsons again on a 3rd and 2.
Run at him.
So 3rd and 2, but it is a long 2. Goff is in the gun. Raymond in motion to the left. 2 receivers to the left with a tight end. 1 receiver to the right. St. Brown in motion, comes in tight. Goff looks to throw. He's going to throw it out quick. Gets it to St. Brown on another throw and another quick catch. Another 1st down for the Lions. Good move right there inside for St. Brown. And Micah Parsons once again. Look at that. Micah Parsons getting held by one hand by freaking Panay Sewell. Just, boy, what you doing? Sit your ass down.
St. Brown said he grabbed his face mask.
Damn. That wasn't even a hold.
It's technically legal hands to face, but I don't care.
Goff
It's
going under
technically hands to
center.
the throat.
Got a tight end to the left with a wide receiver. Actually, 2 tight ends to the left. J-Mo in motion. Goff snaps, hands it off to the running back, and the running back's going to get back to line of scrimmage. That's Jahmyr Gibbs. Going to be no gain. 2nd and 10 for the Lions.
Wow, that's the first time Quay Walker's made a play all night.
Hey, Clay Walker hit somebody who wasn't a trainer.
Exactly.
Goff under center. 2 receivers to the left. Man in motion. It's J-Mo. Goff snaps. Play action. Looks to throw. Sets up a screen to the tight end, and the tight end's going to bulldoze his way out for about a pickup of 3. Going to make it a 3rd and 7 for the Lions.
Yeah, that's the guy who I haven't seen anything from so far today is LaPorta.
Actually, it's going to be 3rd and 6. It's going to be a long 6, but it's 3rd and 6. Goff in the gun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right, which is the tight end. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff gets it out quick to J-Mo, and J-Mo is going to catch it, but he's going to be short of the sticks. So question becomes now, what do the Lions do? Will they go for it or will they decide to kick the field goal?
4th down and
It
fuck
looks
Let's
like
go
they're
for
going
it.
to go for it. The Lions are keeping their offense out there for the moment. 4th and 2 coming up.
4th down and fuck it.
Goff is in an empty set. Laporta is going to motion into the left side. Monty is going to come into the backfield. So you got 2 receivers to the right with a receiver and tight end to the left. Goff snaps, looks to throw, and Goff's going to throw it. Finds a wide open Jamo on the other side, and Jamo picks up the 1st down and a little bit more. But there is a flag on the play. But the flag is in the secondary. It is not in the backfield. So it's going to be on the Packers most likely. It's illegal contact against the defense. Penalty is declined. Lions will move the ball all the same.
Hey, Dave, is it just me or is it good to see Jamo making these short round passes instead of only being a burner and going over the top?
Well, it shows his expansion. Everybody just
Exactly.
thought for the longest time he's just a burner. And it's like, no, Jamo can do a lot of damn things for you.
Now he's catching 4th down conversions for 4 yards and making a 1st down. Oh,
It's
hell
called
yeah.
becoming a complete package wide receiver.
Goddamn right. That's what I was getting at.
So we've
He's
now
gonna
reached
get
the
that
2-minute warning. The Lions are – where are the Lions on the field? Hold on here. Lions are inside of
– 30 at least.
Where are they? So the Lions are inside of the red zone. They're at the 19-yard line.
Oh, they're at the 19. Damn.
Now, here's the thing here, folks. Let's keep this in perspective. Remember, the Packers got the ball to start the game. So if the Lions score here and then their defense holds, they get the ball then to start the second half. Now all of a sudden you're talking about a tied game. So this game's far from over.
Or better
Game's
yet,
far from over.
better yet, we don't give them the ball back and we show this 2-minute warning out and score with about under a minute left to give them the ball.
You could do that, but if the line again, it all depends on how the Lions want to play this. Because currently, think about it this way: the Lions have all 3 of their timeouts. They could give the ball back to the Packers if their defense gets a stop. They could use that time that they save with the timeouts to then go and get another set of points before going into the half. It all kind of depends on how this offense goes, with these next 2 minutes as far as in the red zone.
Yep. I mean, if they got to play, they're going to take it. But considering our D just gave up 2 points or a touchdown on 2 plays, I'm going to keep our offense on the field personally. Even though it's a little bit of a bitch move, I mean, let the D get their heads back together as long as they can. If we had just forced 3 punts, they'd be like, oh, hell yeah, let's do it.
Well, we will see what happens here.
Knowing the line,
So
if
we're
there's
looking
something else.
right now at the other scores around the NFL. 49ers are down to the Seahawks 7-10 at halftime. Titans are down to the Broncos at halftime 6-10. And the Texans are up 6-0 with 2 minutes left in the first half, but the Rams are driving and they're at the 31-yard line of Houston, so they could possibly get some points before half. Passing defense is looking a little shabby, trucking and entrepreneurship, not the run defense. Goff in the gun, trips receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Sam Laporta in motion from right to left. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff is going to scramble out right and is just going to throw the ball away smartly. Live to fight another down. Nobody was open. 2nd and 10 for the Lions coming up. Good decision there by Goff not to force it.
Wow. Normally I'd say that was grounding, but
Outside of the tackle box doesn't count, but
I know I
I
hate
get
that
your
rule.
point.
I hate that rule. What do you do? Run outside of the tackle box so you can throw it away?
Why do the Green Bay jerseys look cheesy? It's like their numbers are peeling
Man
off.
in motion to the left. Goff is going to hand it off on an inside run, which is a draw play. It's going to be a pickup of about 3 yards. It's going to make it a 3rd and 7 for the Lions offense.
That's an interesting call.
No, I like it actually. You want to grind the clock down, 1, and 2. You want to make the third down manageable.
No, I mean it's an interesting call to Montgomery. Not to. I'd understand if it's Gibbs, so at least you get the extra speed in there on
3rd
a draw
and 7 for the Lions offense.
Okay.
Laporta in motion to the left, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, 1 tight end and receiver to the left. Goff in the gun. Goff snaps, looks to throw, gets it out quick, and it's intercepted.
God damn it!
It's probably Kenny.
Goff was trying to get it to St. Brown, and the defense read it and jumped right in front of it.
Williams.
God damn it!
Our other safety. Ooh.
That's the second time
That might have
Sewell's been
hit.
beaten inside on
Hey, I challenge
Michael
that
Parsons' blitz.
Well, it's under 2 minutes. It's a whatchamacallit,
automatic
boost,
boost,
automatic review.
one. Good point.
And also it's a turnover, so it's a double automatic review.
Yep.
I mean, I really have to re-see that play. I think the cornerback, the safety made a legit great fucking play. Like, not St. Brown did something stupid or Goff underthrew it. I think the safety made a legit great fucking play on the ball.
I totally bet on that or jumped that.
I'm just going to sit here and be calm.
I'm just gonna sit here and drink.
I'm doing that regardless.
We can say absolutely slow start for this first half.
Well, if you remember, last year we had a slow start as well.
Yeah. I specifically against the Packers first game last year also.
Like I said, the Packers are playing so hard, it look like they're gonna burn themselves out.
Yep.
I agree, actually.
Well, you have to think about it here. The Packers' offense has only been on the field for a couple of minutes in comparison, which means the Packers, their defense is going to get wore out by the time the game gets into the third quarter because their defense has been out there like almost twice as long as their offense.
And we haven't even unleashed our offense yet.
Well, this is the reason why I really wish we could see all 22 cameras, because I actually do believe the Packers are doing a great – I can't say that definitively.
Love's going to do a quick throw to Golden, and Golden is going to get a couple of yards.
Oh, I don't know about.
It don't look like he caught the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
It's automatically reviewed.
Yeah, I think they gotta get me on that
They
one.
reviewed it. They determined it was an interception. So, and plus on top of that, the play's already gone by, so there's no way you can challenge it.
True.
But it's
Second and 5 for the Packers offense.
He didn't have control of the ball when he was going to the ground.
Love in the gun. Love snaps, looks to throw.
Get it back.
Love throws it underneath and gets tackled by Branch, and it's going to be 3rd and 1 coming up.
Great play by
Time
Branch.
is running. Time is ticking. Less than 45 seconds to go. 3rd and 2, so they're going to mark him a yard shorter than what he was.
Call the timeout.
No, just in case they have to punt it, they don't want to.
Love in the pistol, and they're going to run a direct snap, but it's going to be stopped on 4th down.
Now call it.
And the Packers are going to get stopped, so the Lions are going to take a timeout,
Good.
which means now they're going to try to get into field goal range to get some points before the halftime period.
Look like that. That's what I mean. The difference between the Lions and Packers.
Yep.
That play right there.
They just got bullied.
Yes. That's the difference. That's the reason why I haven't been high in the Packers the last 2 years. Right there is the perfect example. It's not like they're not making the initial hit. It's that the initial hit and you still get yards. Whereas the Lions, you get that initial hit, the fucking play is over.
Yep. We hit harder.
Raymond is back to receive the punt, so Raymond is going to retain being the returner on special team duties.
Oh,
Punt is
that
away. And Raymond is going to get the ball, and Raymond is going to double back the other way. And Raymond literally loses yardage after he had gained yardage. And now the Lions only have 5 seconds, so they've got no chance of doing anything unless they just try a Hail Mary.
oh shit.
Too cute.
Chances are the Lions are just probably going to take a knee and go into the halftime.
Did they ban the fake kneel down?
As far as I know, it's not banned.
Yeah, as far as I know,
Yeah. I mean, I know they almost banned the fake spike.
remember, that's a punt. You can't fake. There's no fake kneel down.
I don't know of a whole lot of teams that have done the fake kneel down, but the only one that I know of in recent memory that's done a fake anything like that was when the Dolphins did a fake spike, and the Lions are going to kneel it, and they're going to go into the halftime down 14 points.
It's all right.
So the Lions are going to receive the ball to start the second half.
Can't you bring a backup quarterback in and not fuck up my fantasy team by having Jared Goff have -1 rushing yards? I mean, that's a legitimate question, don't you think?
You have like 50% power.
Oh, shit.
Come on out, homie.
I'm coming. Okay. I love Campbell. We're ready for this. I don't give a shit. We're down 2 points. We get the ball coming in the second half. We're fine. We're ready for this. My boy.
Do we smell a storybook comeback, Dave?
Oh,
Potentially.
Only 14 points.
Yeah, this ain't a storybook comeback. We've had shittier halves than this before and come back and blown them out. Or not blowing them out, but one-handedly.
I really wish we could see the all 22 because I think the reason why you really have the is because we're giving you nothing downfield. But I can't say that definitively
some
because I can't see the all 22.
people.
I guarantee you,
Some people.
they're just saying Lions run against us. I mean,
that's what I personally think. I know, like you're down to score. Initial reactions, you got to throw the ball more downfield. I'm like, no. In all reality, if you really want to get back in this game, keep on trying to get those 5 yards up the middle. 5 yards up the middle. You'll get. You might not always get 5 yards, but that's the ideal. You know.
What I would dare say, even though almost every team in the league is looking for it right now, watch that reverse to JMO. That reverse to JMO, if everyone's playing that deep on it, that's going to have some. That play is always deadly.
All right. We're now officially at halftime. It's going to be a 10 to 15 minute break.
I would not want to be in a Lions locker room right now.
I don't think you have a that's what I guess the weirdest. I mean, yeah, defensively you got some things to yell about. I don't think you have a whole lot to yell about like that much.
It's not you. It's Demodex mites. Talk to your eye doctor today.
But you finally got a chance to see that bullshit taunting penalty thing that I've been talking about all weekend.
Oh, yeah, taunting's horse shit.
Yeah.
Because it gives the refs too much leeway to say what is taunting.
Yeah, that's.
I was tying my shoe, and that's taunting. A ref can call that.
I was celebrating a first down, and that's taunting. I was celebrating a touchdown. That's taunting. I was celebrating an interception. Yeah, there's too much interpretation, and you never want that in any rule. This is the only reason why baseball rules have pretty much been.
Anyway, like I said, I'm just going to continue to be here, and I'm going to continue to remain calm.
Yeah, that taunting. That gives the refs too much power to dictate a game.
Yeah, I saw what it was like the third play in the Chiefs game. I was like, this not the Chiefs game, the first game of the year, and I was like, that's just total bullshit. That is going to be abused like a motherfucker.
I mean, what do they do? Call spitting taunting now?
Well, that's different. That's different.
That wasn't taunting. That was unsportsmanlike conduct.
I know. I'm just being a smartass.
But they called like the third or fourth play on the Dallas Eagles game, and I was just like, "That's taunting? Like, what the fuck?" And just look at that. Like, yeah, tell me with a straight face that was taunting by McKinney.
That wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take the 15 yards, but I'd rather earn the 15 yards than get that bullshit.
Yeah. And of course, you and I both know that if they're going to call it that way on against us, they're going to probably call it that way against you at the worst possible moment.
Oh, I know it.
That's why I hate that shit. Yes, I can be really objective when it comes to officiating. Like, I guess you guys have been fucked over way more than I have. That's a fucking fact.
I mean, if anything, I would prefer Brents get no, because they would get him one close to disqualification. But I think throwing the helmet on the sideline is a bit more taunting. Ripping off and throwing it off is a bit more taunting than looking down at a guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about right now, Mike Ditka's for Fury. There's nothing to talk about. First and foremost, it's halftime. Second of all, I'm not going to respond to people who want to be just freaking negative Nancy's.
And why should you?
Everybody wants to be negative right now, and it's like, you know what? Everyone's entitled to their opinions, but I'm not going to feed into it because people want to all of a sudden want to start being a certain kind of way because, oh, you know what? The first half didn't go the way they were hoping it was going to go. So you know what? There's no point in feeding into it.
Yeah, there's no reason to be stressed right now. Is what's that pick play is the only thing I need to worry about. But other than that,
the way I look at it is some people want to call it about talking about downsides. Some people want to talk about it. Oh, well, let's talk about being real. Here's the thing, folks. If you want to talk about being real, let's remember last year we started off slow. Let's remember last year, this offense was not clicking on all cylinders for the first game or two. So everybody wants to talk about how, oh, well, things don't look really good right now. You know what? I'm not going to all of a sudden get, downtrodden about what's going on here.
Absolutely. I feel the same way.
it's only 2 out of 90 some quarters out of the year. So
there's no point in being negative or acting like the world's going to end when you've only got one half of the game in play. I've seen the Lions come back from worse deficits than this with less time than this.
Mm-hmm.
So getting all, whatever about it, just, it doesn't do me any favors.
No, we're good.
Here's the
I mean,
way I
remember I was saying that they was
even if the
blitzing too much.
Lions
They
do
was seeing
wind up
everybody
losing
else.
this game, which that is
Beat
far
people
from
over.
a settled conclusion at this point. The Lions still have a lot of football left in this season. There's still a lot of football left for a lot of other players and a lot of teams for this season. So you know what? Getting all upset about what happens in one game is not going to sway my opinion one way or the other.
Nope.
If the Lions came out and they played really well, of course I'd be excited. Of course I'd be, absolutely ecstatic about what they're doing. But you know what? Reality of the situation is that, hey, the Lions haven't played all preseason. They need to get themselves in, their groove. So I'm completely fine. I refuse to get myself all worked up.
I don't know. You need another smoke?
No, Nicholas, we don't need a miracle to come back. We're down 14 points. We're not down by freaking 28.
Yeah, I seen somebody in one of the chat rooms. It's 17-3. I said first.
If we were down by 28 points, then okay, maybe I might agree with you. We might need a miracle.
I said no lead is
We're
safe.
down by
Remember
14.
that. No lead is
You
safe.
can change a lot of things. So again, I'm just going to sit here and be very calm, very collected about myself, and I'm just going to watch the game and go about this the way I thought I was going to go about this, because I'll be honest, I didn't think I was going to have a chance to live stream this game. But you know what? Apparently I did. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take a look at it as, hey, you know what? I didn't think I was going to have a chance to live stream the game. But since I do, I'm not going to get all butthurt about things. There are way too many people that have what I like to call knee-jerk reactions. There are way too many people that want to say, oh, well, because this happened this way and it didn't happen the way I wanted it to, I'm going to get all, negative and pissy and bitch, whine, cry, and moan about it. It's like, you know what? You guys can have your frustration. You guys can have all that to yourselves. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sit. I am going to watch. I am going to observe.
No, it wouldn't be that comfortable if we were up by 14 points either.
It's halftime in Green Bay with the score of the Packers 17 and the Lions 3. After the start of the second half, after this message and a word from your local station.
Yep.
You're looking
another
at
thing I always say this goes
we're down by 14. There's a lot of football left to play. The fact that you have people out there that just want to take a look at that 14-point difference and say, oh, well, that's it. The game's over. There's still 30 minutes left to play. There's still 30 minutes left to play. 14 points is not that hard to overcome. I've seen the Lions overcome, what was it, back when they played I think it was the Titans or some other game back in the early 2010s or something like that, maybe the late 2000s. And they literally came back being down, what was it, by 4 scores in literally a span of like 6 or 7 minutes.
Wait a minute. What about that game against the Texans last year? How much were we down at the half? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, we were down like at least 3 scores.
Yeah, we was down heavier than that.
So I think good at
This is a
adjusting.
place that the Lions have been quite a couple of times before. They have literally been in games where they've been down by, you know, multiple points, and they've still found a way to win. Again, I'm not going to feed into that negativity. I'm not going to feed into that nepotism. And I'm not going to feed into that, you know, despair. It does me no damn good. And honestly, for those that want to be like that, that's your opinion. That's how you want to handle it. That's on you.
Oh, it's about the SOL fans being exposed, huh?
You gotta ask what the difference between 4-3 and a 3-4 is. Says this podcast has dumb host. Okay, whatever, dude.
All right. Halftime is officially concluded. We are back. And Jalen Sailors is going to return the kickoff, and he's going to get all the way up to the 33-yard line. And in comes Chris. How's it going, Chris?
Hey, how we doing?
What up, Chris?
I'm doing
What's
fine.
going on, brother?
How's it going,
What's
bud?
going on here?
Yeah, as you can see, I made it back to Cheesehead Land, and they still teasing us about Mr. Parsons, so whatever.
All right. Lions offense on the field. They got 3 receivers to the left. Goff under center. Goff snaps, looks to throw, play action. Goff throws it underneath, gets it to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to pick up about 5 or so yards. Goff under center. 2 receivers to the right with a tight end receiver to the left. Goff snaps, play action, looks to throw, steps up, throws it, gets it to a wide open man. And that's going to be Laporta, who's going to get it all the way down to the 30-yard line for the Lions.
There you go.
So actually, they're going to get him to the 31-yard line, but it's a 33-yard play for the Detroit Lions.
Oh, McKinney feels bad on that one.
The border extended those yards, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody missed an assignment.
Remember I was saying about their defense won't be tired
Goff
out by
under
the time that
center.
half started?
Got a receiver to the right and to the left. Got a tight end also to the left. Got another tight end on the right formation. Another play action play by Goff. Goff's going to check it down, gets it to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to try and check it back the other way, but slips in the process. It's going to be a gain of no gain or maybe a half a yard. Either way, it's only going to be 2nd and 10.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like we got off to a slow start.
We got off to a slow start last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried about it. So actually the Lions are going to be at a 2nd and 9, so they probably gave him a little bit more than that half yard he got. Goff under center, I formation, Raymond in motion. Goff snaps it, hands it off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to cut inside, and Gibbs is going to pick up another 4 yards, maybe 3. So it's going to be second. Actually, it's going to be third and 5. So they're going to give it the 4 yards. So 3rd and 5 coming up for the Lions. Out comes Monty. Goff is going to be in the gun. 2 tight ends and actually a wide receiver and a tight end are going to motion to the right. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws it, gets it to Laporta, wide open in the middle of the field, and Laporta is going to get down to the 11-yard line. Another big gain for him.
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Shit zone.
They can't take Laporta down. We ran over someone last play, and this one, how many were on him? 1, 2, 3. They can't take him down. Keep throwing to him.
That's because he grew a mustache over the years. You know, his rookie year he was clean, then he grew a mustache, and now he's running over
Goff
everybody.
under center. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Got a tight end in there. Goff is going to do another play action, and Goff is going to scramble around, sets up a throw to the back of the end zone. St. Brown was in the area, but Goff just made a smart throw to throw it pretty much away, not force anything.
He wasn't open.
Goff was looking through everybody to try and find somebody, but couldn't find anybody open. So that was definitely what you call a coverage throw right there. Goff just made the decision to say, hey, no one's open, live to fight another down.
Yep.
2nd and goal for the Lions. Goff under center. Goff is going to snap it, hands it off to Gibbs. Gibbs is going to break away from 1 tackle, but then the entire Packers defense is all on him. It's going to set up a 3rd and long goal. That was a 6-yard loss for the Lions and Gibbs right there.
Yeah.
That's probably the best the Packer defense have made all day.
Yeah.
And of course, it's look, Cooper and Parsons. No, not Parsons. Just Cooper.
Goff in the gun, trips receivers to the left. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff is going to throw it, gets it to Monty, and Monty's going to get it to the 9-yard line, but not to the goal line, which is where they needed to go. So it's going to be 4th and goal. So the Lions are going to send out the field goal unit again to pick up 3 more points.
God damn, not the worst decision.
Fake field goal.
What do you think, Dave? Fake field goal? I kid.
Kick is up. Kick is right down Broadway. Lions extend their points to 6. So now they're down only by 11.
Chipping away the lead.
You take points where you can get them.
Yeah.
All right, Dave.
Everybody's looking for touchdowns, but it's like, listen, touchdowns are eventually going to come. They don't happen now, they'll happen later.
Cool, they got Campbell doing a new Applebee's commercial.
Well, you knew that was going to come. I mean, Campbell himself said he already did a second one.
Yep.
Am I a complete redneck for wanting Dan Campbell and Jack Campbell to do a Jack Daniels commercial? I think that would be the greatest thing ever.
Oh, Dave, bro. I found your secret sauce.
Don't say that to another guy.
Take a look, see here what's going on around the
I,
room.
I actually sent y'all that link right there. I still got mine. I just got it out today. Matter of fact, I'm about to go grab it.
Titans have now scored ahead of the freaking Broncos. They're now up 12-10. 49ers have the ball, and they're driving towards the red zone. They're still down, though, 7-10. Texans are out in front of the Rams, 9-7. But the Rams are inside of the red zone, so they're looking to score. So that's the scores around the late afternoon shift of the games in the NFL. I understand what everybody's saying. Allow the players to go make a play, but you can't just force stuff. It has to make sense. I get it. Everybody wants to see those deep throws. Everybody wants to see those deep shots, but you have to make sure that the play makes sense. The Lions do not, under any circumstances, just force plays. They don't force them.
Well, that's a dork.
Well, I was about to say, ain't that referee out there that juiced us?
Bates kicks the ball off, and the return is underway, and the returner is going to go nowhere. He gets down to the 24-yard line, is eventually stopped by Avonte Maddox. Good kickoff coverage by the Lions special teams there.
Come on, Shep. You know what to do. Turn it up.
Need that ball back.
For Aaron Glenn as the D coordinator. He's 37 years old. He played 8 years.
Love is going to be in the pistol. Love snaps it. It's going to hand it off up the middle, and Jacobs is going to get about 5 yards. Is stopped by Davenport. And we have an injury update. Terrion Arnold is questionable to return with a groin injury.
Josh Jacobs, the 1,300-yard rusher of a year ago. And now Jacobs, with that, his longest.
Love in the gun, 3 receivers to the left. Love snaps it, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to cut it back, and Jacobs is going to get about a yard short of the line to gain. So it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Lions.
The pass rush is not as strong enough effective. Jacobs.
Love in the gun again, 3 receivers to the left. Love's going to hand it off to Jacobs, and this time ain't going to go nowhere as Derek Barnes gets a tackle for the loss, and it's going to bring the Packers to a 4th down, so now the Packers are going to have to punt the ball away. Lions defense holds the Packers to a 3-and-out. Lions are going to get the ball back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Good tackle by Barnes there to get in and stop Jacobs in the backfield.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about, Shep. Turned it all the way up. Turn it on broil.
Punt is away, and Raymond is going to receive it towards the 7-yard line. Raymond is going to pick up some good yardage on the way back, and he's going to get all the way up to the 21-yard line, so picks up about 14 yards on the return. So out comes the Lions offense to try and get some more points, try and get themselves further back into a more even game, down only 11.
Oh, shoot, bro done took his hat off. It's time for us to get it. And he puts it back on. We gonna be all right, bro. We gonna be all right.
Gotta admit, some of these commercials are ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. 1st and 10 for the Lions at the 21-yard line. Goff in the gun is going to be an empty set formation. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Goff snaps, looks to throw, gets it out quick to Gibbs, and Gibbs is going to pick up about 4 or 5 yards. Going to make it a 2nd and manageable. There is a Packer player that is down with an injury. Brenton Cox, if I recall the announcers correctly. So we're going to go to an official timeout while the Packers take care of their injured player.
Turn off my camera so I can eat for a moment.
Man, these commercials are something else.
Ooh.
Good Lord. These commercials are something else.
Yeah, they are. They're getting worse and worse by the year.
So the Packers player walks off under his own power. Goff under center. Raymond in motion. Goff snaps it. Play action. Sets up a quick screen throw to Raymond. And Raymond is going to find some blocking. Picks up a first down. No, Sean. I didn't think I'd ever see a commercial with Stewie and Stitch with John Cena. I didn't think that was going to be something I would see up on the bingo card. J-Mo is in motion. No man movement from the Packers, so it's a zone coverage, looks like. Goff under center. Goff snaps. Play action. Looks to throw. Goff is going to get pressured. Goff throws it and gets it out and completes it to J-Mo for a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 8. Goff again keeping his composure despite the pressure off the interior. Actually, it was off the edge. Second and 8 for the Lions offense. Goff in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left with a tight end to the right. Goff snaps, hands it off to Monty, and Monty is going to find maybe a yard or 2 up the middle. Is going to make it a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 6, depending upon the spot. So 3rd and 6 coming up for the Lions offense. They're operating at a 50% clip of conversions on 3rd down. Goff in the gun, 2 receivers to the right. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff is going to step up, and Goff is going to get sacked.
Oh, man.
Sack was credited to Luca Van Ness. 4th down, and the Lions are going to punt. So Mahogany was the one that gave up that sack. Fox back to receive the snap, punts the ball away. And the punt is going to get at the 24-yard line. And Reed is going to bring it up quite a bit, but there is a flag on the play. And it's against the Packers. It's a hold call against the Packers, so the Packers are now going to be pushed back inside their 20-yard line. Good Lord, the progressive commercial. I swear, Progressive, Allstate, these freaking car insurance commercials are freaking getting ridiculous.
Tell me about it.
I get why
See if the
commercials
defense
have to
makes
be
their
put in
adjustment
place,
coming back
but
out.
what?
I was saying, let's see if the defense makes their adjustment again, coming back out and holding to 4 downs.
Back to the game. Love's in the pistol, man in motion from right to left. It's a tight end. Love snaps, play action, looks to throw, is going to get pressured, throws down the field.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'll still be here. I got to run into this place real quick.
They're
I'll
saying
be out.
it's a catch, and that is a catch. Love quick snaps it, gets the ball out, throws underneath to Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Going to make it 2nd and 6. Love in the gun. Man in motion. Love snaps, looks to throw. And Love's getting pressured, throws it, and it's almost intercepted by Anzalone, but Anzalone dropped it. But it's going to bring up a 3rd and 6. Hutch got a good hit on Love at the end of that. Good defense by the Lions there, but it would have been better had Anzalone gotten the interception. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Packers. Love snaps from the gun. Love looks to throw, gets a blitz, and this one is intercepted. It's intercepted by Branch, and Branch is now on the move. There is a flag on the play, but we'll see what that is later, and there's a second flag, but Branch is going to waltz into the end zone. Branch got the interception on a diving throw, on a diving jump, but the real question is the play coming back?
Man,
hold on. This play could be coming back. There are 2 flags on the play. There was a flag before the interception, then there was a flag after the interception. So, wow, both of them are against the Lions. It's a roughing the passer call against Aiden Hutchinson, and then there's a holding call against Rock Ya-Sin. So the play is completely negated.
that's crazy.
I don't see how that is a call there for the hit on Love, because Goff had that same thing happen to him in the Commanders game, and there was no call on that one.
He wasn't.
Love under center.
Wow.
Love snaps, play action, boot to the right, and Love's going to throw it underneath to the tight end, and it's going to get maybe 1 yard as Barnes was right on him. Second and 9 coming up for the Lions defense and the Packers offense. Love in the gun, man in motion. Love's going to snap it, hand it off inside, and Jacobs is going to pick up a first down. First and 10 for the Packers. Love in the pistol. Love snaps, hands it off to Jacobs again, and Jacobs is going to pick up maybe another 3 or 4 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 6.
Hey guys, sorry, it looks like there's a party at my place now, so I'll check back in before the game's over, all right?
Fair enough. Thank you for the heads up.
No problem, guys. I'll be back shortly.
He probably just needs a breather, Bees. Love under center. Love snaps, hands it off again, and this time the running back's only going to get a yard. It's going to be 3rd and 5 coming up. Anzalone on the tackle. Third and 5 coming up. Love snaps, looks to throw, gets pressured, throws the ball deep, and incomplete. So the Packers are going to punt the ball away with the last play of the third quarter. Lions will start. Packers will punt the ball away. Lions will start with the ball to start the fourth quarter. And Terrion Arnold has officially been downgraded to out, and Raymond is going to down the punt at the 9-yard line. So the Lions will start at the 9-yard line to start the fourth quarter.
And that last pressure, I saw Muhammad get to Love. I think he might be a little bit better than I don't know. He did that last year too. He was an opportunistic pass rusher.
Scores around the NFL currently. The Titans are down by 1 to the Broncos. 49ers and Seahawks are still in a tight battle, 7-10. And the Rams have now pulled out in front of the Texans 9-14. Oh, boy. Goff in the gun. J-Mo in motion from left to right. Goff snaps, looks to throw. And Goff gets sacked at the 1-yard line. And Gary got the sack off of Taylor Decker. Goff under center. Raymond in motion. Goff snaps, hands it off to Monty, and Monty is going to get back to the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be now 3rd and 17. Goff in the gun. Goff snaps on a draw play and doesn't go anywhere. So the Lions are going to have to coffin punt. False start on, I think that's Zach Cunningham. Yep, Zach Cunningham got the false start penalty. It's not that Goff is holding the ball too long. Goff is not going to force throws. I don't know what about this does not make sense to people. If the receiver is not open, he's not going to force it. What do you want him to do? Throw the ball into double coverage and hope somehow, some way that, he gets a completion? I'm fine, Andrew. I just get tired of people just absolutely, being negative Nancy's. Can't throw the ball away, mister, if he can't get out of the pocket. At that point, then it's an intentional grounding, which is a loss of down and a penalty. Love in the gun. Man in motion. Love snaps. Play action. Looks to throw. Throws it to his man in the flat, out behind the line. DJ Reed comes up, is going to be a stop for about a yard. Love in the gun, snaps the ball, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to bounce it outside, is going to get a first down. First and 10 for the Packers. Love in the gun. Love snaps, hands it off to Jacobs again. Jacobs is going to bounce it outside, and Barnes is going to get the tackle. Pick up about 7 yards for Josh Jacobs. There's a difference between being realistic versus being completely negative. I can get it. Y'all want to be realistic about, you know what? The team's not playing well. But everybody wanting to say, oh, the team's done, the team's bad, the team this, the team that. It's like, dude, it's the first freaking game of the year. Love in the pistol. Love looks to throw, and Love is going to scramble, and Love is going to attempt to try and slide, but falls awkwardly. Is going to be a 3rd and 1. Love snaps, hands it off to Jacobs, and Jacobs is not going to get there. Love under center. Love is going to do a QB sneak, and Love is going to get it. Love in the gun, 2 receivers to the right, 1 tight end to the left. Love snaps, hands it off to Jacobs. Jacobs is going to bounce it and is going to pick up about another 5, 6, 7 yards. Love snaps, hands it off to Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to walk in for a touchdown.
Fellas, I'm back.
Something to drink?
I can see sports media having a field day with today's game. Watch.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
It's happening in the comments sections right now as we speak.
To find your way, sometimes you have to pay it yourself.
Again, that's why I'm not saying much of anything.
Right.
I get to a point where it's like, listen, if all everybody wants to be is negative and just wants to constantly just go this, that, and the other thing, it's like, you know what? There's nothing I'm going to say that's going to try and change minds. There's nothing that I'm going to try and say that's going to make any different. And you know what? I'm not going to. I get to a point where it's like, listen, people are going to have their opinions. People are going to say that, you know what? It's going to be whatever. Only thing that's going to matter to certain folks is what happens on the field.
Correct.
Amazing shots. Today's game provided by Nationwide. The draft was here in the spring. Some 600,000 fans attended the draft here at Lambeau as McManus.
Parsons has not gotten a sack, Bees.
It's going to be returned.
Rashawn Gary and Luca Van Ness have gotten sacks, not Parsons.
27. Well, story of the day on both sides. Great O-line by Green Bay. O-line for Detroit strong. He hit behind the line of scrimmage in there. And you see three players starting up front.
Off in the gun.
And you cannot go the wrong way. We discussed it earlier, but 15 out of 21 runs today.
Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff's going to throw it underneath, gets it to Raymond, and Raymond catches it. Going to be a pickup of about 7 or 8 yards.
We'll start this series. He's 8 carries, 20 yards.
It's going to be 2nd and 3 coming up. Lions are going to be in the gun. 2 receivers to the left and to the right. Goff snaps, looks to throw again. Goff gets it out quick, throws it underneath to Gibbs. It's going to be a pick of about a yard or 2. Going to be 3rd and a long 2, or a 3rd and a short 2, or 3rd and a long 1.
This is where Green Bay playing a cover 3.
Goff in the gun. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws it and throws it way over the head of Sam Laporta. That was a bad throw. I don't know why Goff threw that high, but I guess there was a reason, or he just airmailed it, whatever. Goff in the gun. Jamo all by himself out to the left. St. Brown moving. Goff snaps, and Goff sacked. And Ratledge was the one that gave up that one to Wyatt. The last live stream I do in a while. What exactly do you want someone to say, Tim? Seriously. Seriously, what do you all want us to say? As soon as we say something, you come back with a bunch of negativity. After a while, it just gets tiresome. I get it. You're pissed off about the game. I get it. You're upset about how the way the players performed. I get it. I've heard it. I've read it. We've gone through this all throughout the game. I'm sorry. At some point, it's just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to continue to feed in to all the negativity. I refuse. Nobody likes losing. I hate losing. But you know what? I'm not going to continue to get all whatever about this. You don't want to know what I'm thinking, Jason. If I truly let you know what I was thinking, I might just get banned. I might just get banned. I'm not saying you're being negative, Tim. I'm saying in answering to what you're saying, what you're asking. I'm not saying much of anything because for virtually 95% of this podcast, this live stream, all anybody has wanted to be is, oh, the Lions suck. The Lions aren't doing this. The Lions aren't doing that. The Lions this, the Lions that. And it's like, you know what? It's funny. I'm going to just say this. It's funny how when the Lions do well, nobody's got nothing bad to say because, oh, now all of a sudden the Lions are the greatest thing on since sliced bread. But to me, it's like, as soon as the Lions have a bad game, everybody wants to just absolutely go all ham on being trolled. I get it. The Lions did not look good today. They looked horrible today. I willingly admit that. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Have you noticed how not for a single moment throughout this entire podcast, even though I'm the one that's being the podcaster, even though I'm the one that everybody wants to throw all this stuff at, I haven't turned negative. I haven't gotten pissed off. I have sat here quiet and calm, cool, and collected. That's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. There is a difference between just being an avalanche of negativity versus just sitting quietly and dignified and saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, we're getting our ass whooped. Deservedly so. But past that, I'm not going to be the one out here just, throwing a temper tantrum on live stream and just being like, well, why didn't the Lions do this? Why didn't they do that? I'm not going to turn into a Donald Duck. Lions offense is back out there. Goff in the gun. Goff looks to throw. Goff steps up, throws down the field, and this one is right off the chest of Khalif Raymond, probably the first deep throw that they've had in quite a bit. Goff in the gun. Goff snaps. Goff is going to roll. And this time Parsons gets a sack.
I'll say this much: like the interior linemen are getting blown up right now.
I'll tell you what, Murphy, I'll issue an apology when we go 0-3. Until then, you're not getting one. How's that one for you? Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws it, gets it out to Laporta, and Laporta is going to pick up about 7 or 8 yards to make it a manageable 4th down, at which point, at this point, the Lions have no reason not to go for it. I'm not going to throw a temper tantrum. I refuse to do that. I'm too damn old to be throwing temper tantrums. I'm 31 years old. I'm not going to do it. I can be mad, but without throwing a temper tantrum. I can be mad and yet be dignified. Goff in the gun, 4th and 5. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws, gets it out to Jamo, and Jamo is going to pick up just enough for a 1st down. This might be a chance where they might pull out the virtual measurement. Looks like they're going to give them the 1st down. Goff in the gun, looks to throw. Goff is going to get offsides on Michael Parson, negates the play. 1st and 5 coming up for the Detroit Lions. It's a 1st and 5, not a 1st and 10. Goff in the gun, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right with a tight end. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws it, gets it out, throws it to St. Brown, and St. Brown is going to step out of bounds, gets the 1st down. Goff in the gun, trips receivers to the right, 1 tight end to the left. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws it, gets it underneath to Sam Laporta again, and Laporta is going to pick up about another 5 yards. Goff snaps, looks to throw again. Goff throws it, gets it underneath to his receiver, which is Gibbs. It'll be another 1st down, but we're going to hit the 2-minute warning here with 2 minutes left in the game. Pretty much at this point, the Lions are just getting garbage time snaps. Garbage time stats. Pardon me. Oh. Enough to make a man want to tear out his hair and drink. And I don't drink normally. And I would prefer to keep my hair. There's a difference between acting like a 12-year-old bees, and there's a difference in saying, hey, just because there's negativity, just because things are bad, you don't have to necessarily just go all off on it. Again, like I said, I'm watching the same game you are. I have the same disappointment, the same frustration you do. But you know what? I'm not out here just absolutely bad-mouthing my team. I'm not out here, being a negative Nancy. There is a difference in how one conducts oneself and holds himself to a higher standard. That's my difference. That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. There is a difference between being completely negative and just wanting to throw up all over the team versus, you know what? You take your ass whooping in silence. You take your ass whooping with dignity. I don't have to act like a child to be able to show my disappointment and to show my anger. I can sit in quiet silence, and that will give off a much more, That will give off a much more definitive anger than me just absolutely showing off like a temper tantrum of a 5-year-old. Because let me ask you this, what's more scary? Somebody that's pissed off but doesn't say a word, or someone that's pissed off and acts like a child? I will sit here, be quiet, be calm, dignified, take my ass whooping like it is, and move on. I am not going to bad bash my team just because they had a bad outing. I refuse to do that. Goff in the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 receiver to the left with a tight end. Goff snaps, is going to hand it off to the running back, and Gibbs is going to try and bounce it outside, but he can't find anything. It's going to be a loss of a yard when he ran to the sideline. Goff in the gun. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws underneath again, gets it to Laporta, and Laporta's going to pick up they're going to give him a first down. Goff snaps, Goff looks to throw. And Goff's going to throw it. He's going to throw it in the direction of the receiver, but it's going to go in the dirt. Goff in the gun, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Goff snaps, looks to throw. Goff throws, gets it out, and again, short. I'll be honest. I'm just going to say this right now. You want to know what the reason we lost this game was? You want to know what the reason we lost this game was? I will tell you exactly what the reason we lost this game was. The reason we lost this game comes down to 3 main things. It comes down to poor offensive line blocking. It comes down to great defensive secondary coverage from the Packers. And it comes down to, on top of that, it also comes down to, just poor pass defense from the Lions. That's literally what has caused this. I'm not even going to say anything about the edge rushers, hypersonic, or the play calling, because the play calling is going to be limited based upon what their players are able to do. The players can't do it. If the players aren't able to do anything, then the play calling is going to be limited based upon what the players can do. And if the players up front can't do anything to protect Goff for longer than 2 or 3 seconds to allow those plays further downfield to advance, then you can't do anything. And when you're limited to short passing situations, then at that point, then you've got a very limited offense. You're not able to run the ball. You're not able to throw the ball down the field or open up those mid-pattern routes that we love to run. You can't get any running up the gut. That's where all the problems are. This offense has, yes, maintained drives, long-ass drives. The problem is, though, is that it doesn't really do any good, because if you can't get those drives to actually be maintained but also score points, all that time of possession doesn't make a damn bit of difference. And that's the problem. Yeah, the Lions are able to maintain drives for 9, 8 minutes. Great. But if you can't score touchdowns, you're kind of screwed. Goff in the gun, snaps, looks to throw, throws it up to the end zone. And this is caught. Was that caught? They're going to say it's an incomplete pass. One hand. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. That's going to get challenged and reviewed. That is a touchdown. That's one hand. The second foot hits the ground before his butt does. That's a touchdown. That is a touchdown. I would challenge that. That is a catch. His second foot hit the ground before his butt did. That's a touchdown. The right foot hits, and then his left foot hits the ground in bounds before his butt does. That's a catch. That's a touchdown catch. That's a touchdown catch, because when he went to the ground, he maintained possession with that hand. So long as the hand maintains possession, he's already got both feet down in bounds. That's a touchdown grab. That's a touchdown. That is going to come back. That's a touchdown. Thank you. That is a touchdown. Isaac Tesla gets his first touchdown of the game. Dude, that's Isaac Tesla doing what he does. Wow. I mean, out of all the things that were bad from this game, that was something. It's garbage time, but the fact that Isaac Tesla made that catch, that's something. Wow. I'm shocked. That was a totally insane catch by Isaac Tesla. It's not, oh my God, folks. It's not the offensive coordinator's fault. The offensive coordinator can only work with what he has as far as what the defense is doing to the offense. The offensive coordinator can put in all kinds of exotic plays that he can. But you know what? If the offensive line can't give Goff any protection, it doesn't matter what freaking John Morton puts in. It doesn't matter. I don't understand what it is about Lions fans that as soon as everything starts going awry, they want to start pointing the fingers. Oh, it's John Morton's fault. Oh, it's Goff's fault. Oh, it's this person's fault. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, I don't know how else to help you. I try to speak the truth, but my God, some of y'all freaking have got freaking cotton in your ears. Anyway, this game's pretty much over. Lions are going to lose by 14 points, which obviously the game wasn't even that close. We all know it wasn't that close. But I'm going to tell you this right now, folks. I'll tell you this right now. I'm going to tell you this right now. I've sat through a lot of games as a podcaster. I've sat through games where we've gotten our asses kicked. I've sat through games where we've kicked the asses of other teams. I've done it multiple times. But I can honestly tell you this right now. I have never sat through a game where so much negativity was put on the hands and the heads of all these Lions players and coaches, and nobody actually wants to step back and use rationale when looking at what happened. Everybody wants to just say, oh, this person failed, they need to get changed. Oh, this person failed, they need to get cut. This person did this person did that. They suck. First and foremost, it's the first game of the season. So I'm going to tell you this right now. There are 16 teams that lost week 1. 16 teams. Lions are going to be one of them. So you know what? Do the Lions suck along with the other 16 other teams that lost? No, they don't. You know what it means? It means the Lions got beat. And the Lions got beat in a very convincing way. And you know what? That's fine. It has nothing to do with whether or not it's Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn, because I'm going to tell you this right now. If Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn were here, it wasn't going to make a damn bit of difference. It wouldn't make a damn bit of difference, and I'll tell you why. You cannot expect that coaches are going to all of a sudden make things better if the freaking players themselves cannot play up to the level and the standard that is necessary to make those plays work. We couldn't get our offense going because if you take a look at every single one of the passes that Goff was throwing, Goff could not look down the field long enough for those mid-range passes to progress because we couldn't get the time in the middle. The way I look at it is very simple. It's not the coordinator's fault that, you know what? Hey, the players didn't play up to the standard that they needed to play up to. You expect a player to play at a certain level so then that way you can instill the game plan you want. If the players don't meet that standard, then the game plan you're trying to run, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do. I guarantee you this, sure as God made little green apples, John Morton had a game plan put in place to exactly do what we were expecting. But you know what? With the freaking Packers running all those stunts, it confused the ever-living hell out of the interior of our offensive line. And you know what? It was painfully obvious that, yeah, Mahogany wasn't able to understand it. Ratledge also had some time as well. So you know what? It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And the fact that Goff was pressured all day, the fact that Goff had 4 sacks, something that we normally do not see on Goff, that tells me right then and there that the problem was the offensive line could not hold up in regards to all of these freaking pass rushes.
Mm-hmm.
And think about it this way. It wasn't how the Packers were out manhandling us in certain regards. Virtually every single one of the sacks that the Packers got, they ran stunts. They had to run stunts because if it's a 1v1 matchup, the Lions were actually holding their own most of the time. But when you start running stunts and you start running complex looks, that's when things start getting more difficult for offensive linemen to try and figure it out because, oh, that means, hey, this guy's now moved here. I got to pick him up. Oh, this guy moved here. He's no longer my responsibility. He's now your responsibility. You can't expect the offensive coordinators to somehow whip out a magic wand and then say, oh, you know what? This is going to work. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Even when you, quote unquote, and we had freaking Ben Johnson, how well did that work when we played against the Washington Commanders? Oh, that's right. It didn't work.
No, it didn't.
You can have all of the freaking great schematic plans and plays that you want. But if the players are not able to execute what the play is, it's going to limit what you are able to do. Now, I'm going to say this right now. The bad part about this is that it's going to take time.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take time for Mahogany and Ratledge to pick up on what's going on with the freaking offense. It's going to take time. The good part about this is that the more time that Ratledge and Mahogany are out there, the faster they're going to pick it up. The more that they see this stuff, the faster they're going to learn it. And the way I look at it is a very, very simple one. The Lions are probably going to go through a very similar process of what they went through last year. It's going to take their offense about a couple of weeks to get it fully locked in and, gelling. It's going to take time. But once it gets going, you're probably going to see a completely different result than what you saw today.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions' offense revolves around timing. It revolves around having the time to make things work. And you can say what you want. Oh, well, if Goff was mobile, we could do this. If Goff was this, we could do that. I'm going to tell you this right now. The mobility factor doesn't make a damn bit of difference because, correct me if I'm wrong here, the Cowboys lost with a mobile quarterback in Dak Prescott, and the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs lost. So mobility doesn't matter here. What matters is having the players around you that are going to execute and do what they need to do so that the entire unit works. So, yeah, you know what? There's plenty of blame to go around. Blame the offensive line, blame the defensive secondary, blame the fact that, you know what? We couldn't get anything going as far as what we needed to get done on any side. We couldn't get the run game going. We couldn't get the pass game going, more pass than, dinks and dunks for most of the game. And then on top of that, in the defense, for most of the game, we were able to hold the run in check, but we couldn't get the passing defense working.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the most disappointing thing out of this whole loss altogether because all offseason, all through training camp, we literally heard how this defensive secondary was sticky as hell. Literally heard it all throughout the entirety of the offseason.
You're right.
And somehow or another, we get into this and our defensive secondary gets carved up. That, to me, is probably the most disappointing and the most alarming thing I saw out of all this.
Mm-hmm.
And now with Terry and Arnold dealing with a groin injury, it's like, okay, now there's a problem. Because it's like Terry and Arnold is supposed to be the number 2 guy or number 1 AB guy opposite of DJ Reed. And don't get me wrong, I have no problem in believing in Avonte Maddox or Meek Robertson or Rock Ya-Sin filling in. But if Terry and Arnold isn't out there, and when Arnold was out there, he got exposed. We'll just call it for what it is. He got exposed.
He got burnt quite a few times.
As an official sponsor of the NFL.
But again, I'm just going to say this right now to all those negative Nancys that have been floating around in the chat. Notice how I'm acting versus how y'all been acting. There's a difference between when I speak about the negatives, I keep it calm. I keep it dignified. I keep it straight to the point. I don't just start absolutely saying, oh, well, this person fucking sucks. This person's this terrible. This person needs to get fired, blah, 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 blah. There's a distinct, absolute difference. There is a difference between being negative and absolutely throwing a temper tantrum. I will not throw temper tantrums. And I'm going to say this right now. A lot of y'all that were in this chat, you threw temper tantrums.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that to start shit. I'm not saying that to, act some kind of way. But you guys want to talk about calling a spade a spade. You guys want to talk about being real. That's being real. And you know what? I'm going to say this right now. This is probably going to make some people laugh and think I'm off my rocker. But I'm going to say this right now. I honestly think that this loss is exactly what the Lions needed.
Sure did.
I think it's exactly what they needed because you know what? Yeah, the Lions went 15-2 last year. They were on top of the NFL football world for a long, long time. But you know what? You need to have a game like this against your rival to really wake you the hell up.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this. Overall, there were a couple of good spots out of this whole game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you who the good spots were. Good spot number one, obviously Isaac Tesla. That one play he made just – number two, good spot, Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta was probably the most consistent receiver that we had all day. Good spot number three, I would say, would be Goff. Yeah, Goff had one interception, but you know what? If Goff wasn't as smart and as capable as he is, our offense would have been absolutely – we wouldn't have gotten anything. Goff was doing everything he could to put plays into proper perspective. He was making sure he wasn't going to force things. That's where I feel that's good. It's like if you have a quarterback that's forcing things and putting your team in a bad spot, you ain't going to win anything.
Looking at it from what I'm seeing on the reviews that I'm seeing, it's our O-line was collapsing.
I'm not going to say it's collapsed. I'm not going to say it's collapsed because you know what I'm going to say? It's learning. It's learning. Again, everybody should have understood coming into this. And maybe, I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to eat my crow here. I probably talked up things a little bit more than what I should have. And I'll freely admit that. Because, yeah, you know what? I'm a Lions fan. I'm going to have my bias. And you know what? I ate my crow. But here's what I'm going to say. You want to talk about how, the Lions offensive line didn't look good. Okay, yeah, it didn't look good. But here's the thing. If that's your baseline, as the saying goes, you have nowhere to go but up.
Yep.
The Lions offense is going to get better because as the offensive line gets better and they're able to learn and pick up stuff, that's going to help them out. It's going to improve. Because again, one thing I do believe about what Campbell and Holmes have stated multiple times is that, you know what? These guys are smart. They also don't let themselves get too far down. They will take their lessons that they need to learn, and they will learn from them and get better. Doesn't mean they're going to get better overnight. Doesn't mean that they're going to all of a sudden be the best player in the NFL overnight. But I'm going to tell you this right now. Ratledge, there's a reason why he was considered one of the best guards in the draft when we drafted him. There's a reason why Mahogany has made such a massive jump compared to where he was last year. And again, when you consider the fact that realistically, the biggest areas of concern from our offensive line, it wasn't the tackles, it wasn't the center. Glasgow and Decker and Sewell, I thought they played fine for the most part. Yeah, Decker gave up a sack. Sewell got knocked on his butt a couple of times. Okay, so what? It's going to happen. There's not a single offensive lineman that can honestly say they've never, ever once had a bad game. There's not a single player that can ever say they've ever had a bad game. It's going to happen.
Somebody said start Tesla. Tesla played the whole game. I don't think they wasn't paying attention because he was in the end zone where he got open.
What they're meaning, I'm going to clarify this. What they're meaning is he needs to be out there with the starting unit, because I will say this, Raymond was more out there as the number 3 receiver than Tesla was.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And don't get me wrong, Raymond is a good receiver, but there's a reason why that number 3 wide receiver spot is not meant for somebody like Raymond. It's meant for a big-bodied wide receiver who can help you with those 50-50 balls. And Isaac Tesla proved that one in one freaking play. Throw the ball up to him, he goes up one-handed, and he makes an absolutely ridiculous catch. Yeah, it was a garbage time catch, but you know what that play showed me? It showed me that even when we're getting our ass kicked, the kid don't quit. The kid does not quit. So again, the way I look at it is there are positives to take away from the game. You just got to know where to look. You just got to be willing to look for them. Yeah, there's a lot more negatives to take away from this game, but the positives to take away from this game is this. Number one, the team didn't quit. The team kept fighting. And that's exactly what we know about Dan Campbell's teams. They're not going to quit. Because you know what? If the team had wanted to quit, this game would have been much, much worse. We would have lost like 40-plus points or some shit.
Or not even put up any points at all.
No. And the way I look at it is this. You know what? You play against a team like the Packers. I've said it multiple times this week. I said, yeah, the Packers are a good team. They're a good team. But think about it this way. This Packers team that is a good team, let me just put this out there for you all. For a good team, how many points did they put up against us with an offensive line that's still learning, a defensive secondary being what it is? They only put up 27 points. Our offense still was able to hold on to the ball for how damn long? Think about that. So even when our team is absolutely in total disarray or, is sputtering at best in certain points, we're still able to hold an opposing team to less than 30 points. I consider that a small win in some factors because it's like, hey, even when we're not doing good, we can still hold pretty well. See, I've been talking about how bad the offensive line looked, and primarily the bad was primarily the guards. But you know what? I probably, like I said, overtalked it a little bit, but to me, I think that, again, if that's your baseline view, there's nothing but good that can come from that. And you can say that doesn't tell you that they were learning, but let me ask you this question. Do you honestly think they would have performed that good if they had not performed at all or not played at all during the preseason or during training camp? I can tell you this right now. They wouldn't.
Hey, Mommy. Hey, Mama. Mama, these kids.
But I'm just going to simply call for what it is. The Lions got their ass kicked. They got their ass kicked convincingly. I believe that it's a good wake-up call for them. I'm going to say this, Mike. That is a really, really, really good question. And the reason I'm going to say this is because it's a calculated risk. It's a calculated risk. And the reason why it's a calculated risk is this, because it's good if you have your starters get some preseason action because it gets them kind of in a football rhythm. It gets them in a football rhythm. But the risk is, what happens if a player goes out there week 1 of the preseason, week 2, week 3, whatever the hell you want to call it, and you know what? The next thing that happens is they get injured on a play that doesn't matter. They get hurt. And you know what? That's the risk. So yeah, you know what? It would have been nice, I think, if the starters would have gotten some reps. But honestly, I can understand why a lot of teams don't do it anymore, because there's the season is so long that you do not want to risk somebody getting hurt in a game that does not matter. And the preseason now has become more of a talent evaluation system for guys that you're trying to see make the roster, for rookies that you're looking at, the whole 9 yards. So again, it's a calculated risk. So again, the way I look at it is, yeah, you know what? The Lions got their ass kicked, deservedly so. They did not play a good game. They did not play a good game at all. And you know what? You can call that on the coaches for not having them prepared, but honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with preparation. I think it has everything to do with the fact, well, I'm going to take that back. Let me step back. On defense, I'll say it has to do with preparation. On defense, I'll say it has to do with preparation. Offense, it has more to do with the fact that the guys that you have learning in the middle are going to take time to learn. The offensive line has always been a strength for us, and the reason why it's always been a strength is because if the offensive line can do its job, it opens up the entire rest of the offense. It was very plainly obvious that the offensive line was not playing on all cylinders today because we had two guys that had not yet played at the level that they're supposed to play. So far, the only update we have on Arnold Von Zale is that he was marked out from the game with a groin injury. That's the only thing that we have as far as an update. We don't know about the severity of the injury. We don't know if, it's going to limit him for a long time. We don't know what it looks like. But I will say this. Every single week, the Lions are going to get better. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. If there's one thing I do know about the Lions, they hate losing. It's going to put a bad taste in their mouth. And they're going to want to redeem themselves the very next week. And you have to think about it. The Lions are at home next week. But I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to end this live stream and I'm going to take some time to decompress a little bit, because even though I've tried to maintain a dignified front on here, there have been plenty of times I literally wanted to blow up. Not necessarily from what's been happening in the game, though sometimes that could have been the case. But I'm going to set up my content for tomorrow. I'm pretty sure some of y'all are not going to enjoy what I have to say. But you know what? That does not change who I am. It does not change the truth for what I see it as. Some people might agree with it. Some people probably won't. We'll see what happens. But anyway, hope y'all had some sort of semblance of entertainment from the show. If you didn't, I do apologize. Wasn't the most entertaining game. But in any case, I'm going to end the stream. I thank you all for tuning in. Chemical, and thank you for joining. I also thank Chris. I also thank, DC for joining in temporarily. So hope you all have a good night.
All right. Peace.
See you around, bud.
Yes, sir.